best cake in the whole entire world.
Hey guys, Chantel Ray here, and I'm here with Paige from the Green Cat. And today we're gonna teach you how to make this amazing raw key lime pie. And it's amazing. It's vegan, it's paleo, it's refined sugar-free, it's grain-free, it's gluten-free, but it's definitely not taste-free. It's amazing. So Paige, take it away and show us how to make it.
Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna start with the crust, and the first thing we're gonna need is we're gonna use 2 cups of pecans. I'm gonna use pecans in this recipe, but feel free to use almonds, walnuts, the nut of your choice, but any one will work. I'm also gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add 2 cups of shredded coconut into the blender. You know, the next step you could do, but this is optional though, is you can add either some lime essential oil. I personally like Young Living a lot, or you could use some lime zest. So I'm just gonna add a couple drops just to give it a little bit extra flavor. And I'm just blending this down to make the crust. So we've got that in the blender, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hop it on. The key to this next step is you can use the food processor, you can use a blender, and all we're doing is that we're combining it down into a crust. Next, I'm gonna dump that into a mixing bowl. The next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna add some coconut oil. So I'm gonna add about approximately 4 ounces of oil into this crust. And then I'm just gonna dump that on in there, right in top. And then I'm gonna add some agave as well. But like I said, if you wanted to cut out either of these steps, you could use some dates as well, just to make sure they're nice and soft. Then I'm gonna add just about the same of the agave. And next we're just gonna mix this all on up. So I'm gonna use my hand, you're gonna get all dirty. So now that this is done, see, nice, easy, simple, we're gonna put it right into a cake pan. You do want to, and I'm a little sloppy, but you do want to use a springform pan. That is really important because this is almost gonna be like a cheesecake at the end. So we're gonna pop it right out of the container. And then I'm just gonna push it together till it's nice and firm. Once we put the crust in the freezer, we're gonna start with the filling. So the filling of this cake is really delicious. We're gonna start with 3 to 4 large avocados. After that, I'm gonna dump a can of organic coconut cream into the mix. So we're just gonna pour that right on in. This one right here does not have guar gum. There's different kinds of coconut milk. We personally prefer to use the one without it. We like our coconut milk with just coconuts in it. Next, I'm gonna go and we use a bunch of fresh lime juice. After that, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of vanilla in. The vanilla flavor gives it like, I don't know, I love vanilla. It gives it like a nice cake flavor. There we go, about a tablespoon, and you can measure that out. And then we're gonna add a little bit of raw cashews. This is just gonna help thicken up the cake. The coconut oil is necessary in this recipe because the coconut oil is what helps this cake set. So something we didn't mention before is that this is a raw cake, so that means it's not baked. And we're gonna set this cake in the freezer. So we're gonna add in about approximately 10 ounces of coconut oil. One of the last steps we're gonna do, and this is optional as well, but I like it, it's like getting more greens into your diet, is we're gonna add a little bit of spirulina. Spirulina is a blue-green algae, but it's very high in protein, nutrients, and it's gonna give your cake a deeper color anyways. Alrighty guys, I forgot to add the agave in. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna add the agave in, and this does seem like quite a bit of agave, but you know, lime juice is tart. If you look in this blender, that is like a nice, thick and creamy mixture, and that's what we want. We want it to be a little bit thick because now this is gonna set and that coconut oil is gonna harden and it's gonna turn into a nice, thick and delicious cake. And so to top this, I am not a professional cake decorator, although I wish I was. So I normally resort to like edible flowers. It's the perfect time of year. Like you could do some fresh rosemary, some mint, some basil. That would look really nice on it. But today we're gonna top it with some freeze-dried berries. And if you felt like getting creative, you could add this to the crust as well. Alrighty, and then we're just gonna set it down and we're gonna freeze it. So for the sake of time, I did make a cake ahead of time. I don't think Chantel wants me in her house for 6 hours while we wait for this to set. But we're gonna go ahead and dig into the piece I already made. As you can see, this one's still a little bit frozen. You do need to take it out of the freezer and let it set for a good hour or so just to get the nice smooth consistency. But as you can see, it's definitely firmed on up.
Oh my gosh. Your cakes are just so amazing.
Thank you.
like to die for. Great job.
Thank you. All right, guys, you ready to try it?
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Good.
Best cake in the whole entire world.
Alrighty guys, so thanks so much for tuning in and watching. If you want this recipe for yourself, be sure to comment below and we'll direct message you the recipe.